real quick before we start. I got cats. Does anyone else have this? I just heard her jump. Who it is? Yeah, you want food? Okay, as we feed the cats, let's kind of get into it. Is anyone else just feeling super uninspired recently? I just feel like every time I log on to Instagram and TikTok, it's just the same stuff over and over again. And then there's nothing, there you go, Luna. And there's nothing wrong with repetitive content. I just haven't felt inspired to create. That kind of changed recently. I got a text from my friend Joel, who plays in this band right here. And he texted me, hey man, Walk Off the Earth is playing a headlining show in Toronto. Would you like to come and take some photos? And this is an amazing opportunity, but here's the thing. One, I wasn't being paid, which is not a deal breaker. Two, it was on a Saturday, which is usually time I allocate for friends and family and, you know, relaxing and not always creating content. And three, I am not the best concert photographer, so I didn't want to let the band down and I didn't want to let myself down. Are you happy? Is that good? But if I've learned anything from this year, especially this year, you do not grow in your comfort zone. So if you want to try to get re-inspired, you got to do things that you're not always prepared for. So I texted Joel back and I said, yeah, man, I'm in. Which read more like for him, yeah, man, I'm in. But truly, it was not that confident of a response. So here is my first time doing concert photography for one of the internet's most beloved bands at one of the largest venues in Toronto. They like us! They really like us! All right, so here is a quick summary of our entire day. So the gear, everyone's gonna ask about gear. I chose to shoot with the Lumix S5 Mark II with the 24-70 f 2.8 lens, so I had some versatility. And I also shot with the Fujifilm X100V, which essentially has a 23mm lens. Before I even started shooting, I took some advice from a friend of mine. His name is Matt Barnes, and he kind of lives by this quote when he's shooting photos. He says, talk to your subject for 30 minutes and then shoot with them for 10. So the whole idea is I want to get familiar with the band. I only knew Joel, who was the drummer, but I didn't really know anybody else. So I took the time to go and talk to them, introduce myself, chat with them to start to build a relationship. So rather than just showing up and being like, boom, 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 oh, hi, I'm Chris, you actually have a moment to build a connection with them, which ultimately could turn into more authentic photos. Take the time to get to know your subject. Now, the cool thing is the band gave me an all access pass. So if you're shooting concert photography, typically they'll only let you shoot the first 3 songs in the pit and then you move on. But in this situation, I had an all access pass, the same exact pass that the band gets. So I get to go backstage, I get to shoot the entire concert, I get to shoot the rehearsals, I get all of the options available to me. So I was gonna take advantage of that to shoot photos that people typically don't see at concerts, the unseen moments. So let's get a sense of the grounds that we'll be shooting at. So this is the stage. How epic is this stage? It has over 15,000 people at this event. So I get to go and walk in the front. This is the pit area right here. Hello to the opening act. What's up? And then if we go, we actually get the chance to go backstage. Now this is a dream of mine. I've always wanted to go backstage at Budweiser stage. When I was a musician, my dream was to play this venue, but now I at least get to do something similar. I get to shoot some of my favorite bands at this venue. So here are all the dressing rooms. Here's some people warming up. Here's Joel doing a little practice session beforehand. Gianni's room, Sarah's room, and then there is Tokyo.
Oh, hey, Stu, are you having Dungeons and Dragons tonight? Just remember, we're gonna close up the door at 10, okay?
We are here to expose the evils that lie within the youths of today.
So let's get into the dress rehearsal, which was actually where I got some of my favorite photos from this entire concert. So the cool thing about the dress rehearsal is that it isn't the performance. They're running through all these little moments where they need to like fine tune them from the actual performance. So those moments that are not fine tuned are the moments that I was looking for to capture. So here is actually one of my favorite photos from the entire time that I was at this event. Here's Sarah, she's the lead singer of Walk Off the Earth. And I saw her walk off stage to go and kind of do her tests and mic checks in the audience. So I followed her to this empty set of chairs while she's standing there with curlers in her hair. And this is probably one of my favorite photos because this isn't the stuff that you see when you're looking at photos of the band. Another one of my favorite moments is the photos that I captured of Gianni and Sarah's kids, who are actually band members and they have their own little kids band themselves. So while they were watching, you know, mom and dad on stage kind of off to the side, I was kind of looking for the little reactions that they were having. I felt really great about capturing kind of fly on the wall moments, but also things that felt very emotional, that felt like they told a story. Now here are some of my other favorite photos from the dress rehearsal. Now one of the best things that you can do in this situation for your client, or if you're working with a band, is get them photos that they can post about in the moment to promote their event if they haven't sold out any of their tickets, and or at least get them to them the next day so they can talk about what happened. Don't wait a week. That is like the death of content in that situation. So I actually edit my photos right off of my Fuji in the moment. So I'm gonna tell you about that entire process and how I got these results. But first, this video is brought to you by Storyblocks. Now, Storyblocks has unlimited downloads of over 1 million royalty-free assets such as 4K footage, HD footage, images, music, sound effects, templates, and much, much more, all with a predictable subscription cost. You can choose a monthly or annual plan with no hidden or extra fees ever, and you also have clear-cut licensing and coverage. This means that there are no restrictions on where you can distribute your finished projects. So my new favorite addition is the Storyblocks plugin for Adobe Creative Cloud, which means that you can access the entire stock library of Storyblocks in Premiere Pro and After Effects, which gives you access to thousands of templates, which means that you can easily add motion graphics like title animations, overlays, logo reveals, and more to enhance the production value of your videos, which is what we've done on this channel, is use Storyblock assets to increase watch time and make these videos more enjoyable to watch. So go and check out storyblocks.com/Chris Howe or click the link in the description to get started with unlimited stock media downloads at one set price. Thank you, Storyblocks, for sponsoring this week's episode. Okay, so my quick turnaround process for getting photos very, very quickly to my clients. So because I'm shooting with the Fujifilm X100V, they do have an app that connects on your phone so you can download photos right away. Now, a few notes about this is that the app doesn't always work that well, at least with Fujifilm. So sometimes I have to like restart the app multiple times, but eventually I can download the photos. So whatever camera that you're using, usually there's some sort of app that connects with your phone to your camera to download photos. So just download as many photos as you possibly can. Sometimes they will be low res, but they'll be good enough for posting on social media. So I download those photos. I usually bring them into Visco, find some colors that I like, or I'll bring them into Lightroom and Lightroom Mobile, and I'll just quickly do some like color adjustments and like basic adjustments. Then I will bring it into lens distortions and I'll add all my other effects that I want to really enhance the image. Usually it's like light leaks, and then I'll go over and I'll erase parts of the image so that it looks really, really good. I'll export that image. I'll build a folder on my iPhone, and then I will just airdrop all of those. The light behind me, doesn't matter. Then I will just airdrop all of those to my client or the band member so they can start posting in the moment, or go and find the social media manager or the manager of the band so then they can go and post. But in this situation, walk off the earth, post all their stuff on their own. If I'm being honest, I have not felt the most confident in my work this year. I often find myself thinking about the end result. Will people like this? Will the client like this? Will I like this? Will I reaffirm some feeling I have about myself? The landscape of social media is changing things all of the time, and I just haven't felt inspired to shoot or want to create because I'm thinking too much about the end result. And this is a constant battle that I think all creatives have, where they don't feel the most confident in their work or their process. I'm trying to tell you that this is a feeling that doesn't really go away. There are days that I feel very confident and other days that I do not feel confident. But here's the thing, by doing things that I'm not so good at or going into situations that I'm not the best at, I leave room for spontaneity. I leave room to be surprised at what I'm capable of doing. If I've learned anything 9 times out of 10, the moment you're in that situation, the anxiety goes away and you start to love the process of going and creating. So I hope this video reminds you to say yes to more things. Go out and shoot more often, whatever your practice might be, and be reminded of the creative process. And don't worry about the end result. Fall in love with the process, because creating is the reason that we're all here. If you guys like this video, please press like. It actually makes a difference. Subscribe to be notified for future videos, because I am ready to create more, ready to fall in love with the process and not the result. And I hope to see you in the next video and or community event, because we have 2 more that we're going to be doing this year. So if you want to be notified for that, follow me on Instagram. I love you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.